Hello and welcome everyone to the Subject 4 podcast. We are a fan-made podcast of the 863 series here on YouTube, Project 863. Today we have open mic because it is a Saturday bonus episode, so I am on the stage with all of our lovely moderators that are up here in our Subject 4 Discord. And today we're going to be talking about a 20-year-old abandoned storage unit has never been opened till now. We're going to be talking about this episode. Hi, everyone. How are you guys?
Great. What's going on?
It's going.
Doing great, too.
Hi. So, Inky, Shades, and we have the almighty Emiko on stage.
Yes, blessed with Father Bart.
Yes, we are.
Yes, always Father Bart.
No, don't mention me. No.
Don't mention me.
Don't mention me.
No.
Well, since you're posting the NeCK memes, I am going to mention you. Ha ha ha.
We love NeCK here, by the way. We are all fans of NeCK.
Hi,
We're
everyone.
all 50-50 on this VC right now.
We do have Bailey in the chat as well. I'm just reading her message right there. I thought she was going to say 20-year-old girl is an idiot because she doesn't know how to put her hand down. Yes, if you're here on the Discord, you can see that Bailey has her hand raised and doesn't know how to put it back down. But no,
It's already back down.
Yeah, I don't judge you on that because I mean, it's basically run like Zoom, but I mean, don't tell Matt this, but I'm kind of illiterate when it comes to Discord as well. That's why I have Nugs as my Discord manager. So,
oh yeah, speaking of Nugs. Hey Nugs, when you're editing this.
Hi Nugs. So let's jump into this episode. I'm going to go ahead and go through the show beats episode of the episode. Feel free to interrupt me at any time. We open up vlog style again with Matt, and who is not speaking English correctly, which was kind of funny. And Tanner pokes fun of him, and then we get to see inside of Tanner's closet. And yes, he actually does use the closet as his office. Were you guys surprised about that?
She said coyotes.
No, because I feel like someone's told us that he used that as an official workspace in the past, and we threw it off as a meme. We're like, there's no way. But then you see it, and it's like, he really does use that as a workspace.
Yeah, he does, and that's what's really funny is that he does. And Bailey, when she gets annoyed, she could just shut the doors, and I could totally see you doing that, Bailey. That's amazing. So
Just gets annoyed with Tanner and just slams the closet doors.
It's got to be an everyday occurrence.
I know.
They decide it was almost like a, correct me if I'm wrong or if you guys have a different opinion. It was like Tanner's my friend. Sorry. It felt like after we kind of get introduced onto what's going on in this episode, it felt like a We Are 863 episode. What did you guys think about that?
It kind of
a little like that.
Yeah, they integrated the Reddit back into the video, which I enjoyed thoroughly. I feel like that was a huge part of one of the pieces that was missing to the Project 863 videos. Is I always enjoyed the Reddit content that they worked in, and they bring it back in this episode, and it was nice to see it back.
Yeah, I feel like when they decided to make We Are 863 separate from Project 863, that they didn't have as much audience interaction, without counting the Discord and the premium members part. And seeing the Reddit back, that was nostalgia.
Yeah,
in a good amount.
because that's where, like, when we all first became a community was on the Reddit. Like, yeah, maybe the comments, but you know, that's you get people trashing the comments all the time. Like, I took screenshots of the premiere and it was just spam. Like, it was like 100% spam. And I'm like, you know, but Reddit was like the first time we actually came together as a community. So it was nostalgic.
Yeah, Reddit's always been home to a lot of us. That's where I started. That's where I met all of you was on Reddit, and it has a significant place in my heart. Heart Reddit. I heart Reddit.
Well, you were one of the first Reddit mods with Emiko, correct?
Yeah, I think it was Emiko first and then me. So yeah, getting nostalgic today.
So what did you think about the Reddit Emiko?
It's really cool. It's a very and like you guys said, very nostalgic. It's like coming back to like them connecting with the community. Oh, let's see what happened, and let's see what they thought and what theories they think of. The theories.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
and we're going
pretty
back to
fun.
like season 1 type of feeling
Yeah.
too, because it was like, yeah, it's nice to be featured on We Are 863, but it's another thing to be featured on Project 863 channel. So you're actually in front of like over 1 million people on that channel. So yes, and shout out to
It's kind
Squatter.
of terrifying when you think about it. Like your post is being put in front of 1 million people. That one that's terrifying.
Well, I mean, I don't. Again, like we were talking to a friend, Shades, about how we could do the podcast basically, and it's like we're just talking to our friends. Like, we don't think about it as being viewed thousands of times on YouTube. It's just us talking about something that we are passionate about.
And that's how I have to look at it because if I don't, I will completely freak out. I don't, and it's kind of common knowledge. Well, amongst you guys anyway, that I don't listen to the podcast after I speak on it because I don't enjoy the sound of my own voice.
And all the
And
women went boo.
I
I'm on
share
your
the
side.
feeling. I also don't
But it
listen to the
just
podcast.
no, I don't listen to it
Afterward.
after it comes out, and because it kind of puts it in perspective to me that thousands of people are listening to me talk, and it gives me anxiety, and I don't enjoy it. But
Right now,
I
it's
mean,
just
I
your
just have
friends.
to think about it.
comparison,
Yeah,
for me,
right
it's
now it's just
like
me talking on VC to my friends, and I can handle that thought.
What were you saying, Inky?
I'm a little more used to it because I play violin and I'm used to I don't mind having an audience. I don't like the thought of my mistakes or whatever might have happened got recorded. So that's the only reason why I avoid the podcast because everything else about it is awesome. So hello everyone in the chat.
What were you saying, Kaylin? You were saying you don't listen to it either because of your voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Steph's the same because she always asks when I play back one of the videos that we've recorded. She always says, "How do you put up with listening to my voice?" So it's a case of neither of us like listening to ourselves.
Well, and who was I telling? I think I was telling Emiko this. Like, it takes a while because editing the podcast, I have to listen to my own voice. And the first hate comment I ever got was the very first podcast that we uploaded was, Artemis sounds like a 9-year-old boy. And I'm like, thanks. But
Don't get me wrong, I have to listen to my own voice to do the edits that we do, but it's just I don't like it, but I do it anyway.
if
I
if
mean,
I
you
feel like that's
I
a
have my own
common thing for
strategy.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I read about it and I know why. It's because when you're talking, you hear more bass than the recording catches
Yeah.
because since your vocal cords are attached to your body, your skull is like doing more vibrations, and it gives the sensation of bass.
Yeah.
And I
So
think me and Artie talked about this last week, and it has something to do with the way you sound in your own head is different from the way that you sound to other people or sound on recordings. So you sound different to yourself than you do to everybody else, and when you hear it, it doesn't
It doesn't
register with
feel
you.
right.
Right, it
Yeah.
feels weird.
Well-
Yeah, I had to edit a project where I was the only, like, it was all audio, but it was just me talking all the lines to myself. And that was horrible to edit because I should add more bass. But if I add more bass, then it doesn't sound right either.
no, because you're hearing exactly what you said. Your eardrums are set inside your skull, so you're hearing what
Yeah.
you sound like through like the skull. So, but we'll continue with the show beats here. The majority of what was said, why they went to Reddit, was to find theories about the key that was found in the box. And again, they mentioned smells because the evidence was moved to the vault, and they said that there was a pungent smell because of that. And I kind of think because they keep bringing that up, I'm wondering if that's going to be one, like a clue to something that I don't know though. But they always because we're not there experiencing that. They always have mentioned about certain smells. So, but I mean, can we get more adjectives other than bad? Can we get like, it
Yeah,
smells like
like-
musty, it smells like death, it smells like, I mean, we kind of got that when they were, spoilers of this episode that we're going through, but when they actually go to the storage unit, the Woods is like, nah, it smells like drugs.
Yeah. Well,
Smells
no,
like
it was wax
old peppers
originally,
and
wasn't it?
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was interesting. But this episode, they were talking about the key that was found inside the box of basically what our assumption is Wes's clothes after he had been murdered. And then they believe that it goes to a storage unit. And I really liked Bailey's theory. I had it down here, Bailey's theory, ? About life's blood. That maybe life's blood keeps you from dying, and maybe he was injected, or maybe he's come back to life, and that's why the grave was like disturbed, and we didn't get to see who disturbed it, but maybe he came back, type of thing.
Their
do you-
faces when Bailey said that. She said, maybe Wes was injected with life's blood and came back to life and crawled out of the grave. Everybody's face was hilarious.
Bailey, they were
Like, there
just
was
all like
no
shocked.
Just
there
the
were
thought of
no
it.
there was no dialogue whatsoever. It was just these shocked faces, and then it went to the next cut. It was so funny.
Yeah, they were just kind of looking at her like, what?
Who
And I-
thinks of that?
I mean, it's called life's blood. So, I mean, it's not that big of a leap that maybe life's blood could bring someone back from the dead. So,
No, and
just-
it's literally what's been said from day one. It's just how they played it up. It was so hilarious. And they just,
Yeah.
they look and the slow turn back to Bailey and then the jump cut. It was freaking hilarious.
well,
It was
I mean,
perfect.
it's also one thing, like, they've been to this grave, they've witnessed this murder, they've been to the grave site, they've handled the clothes that this person was murdered in, and then there's Bailey that's all like, maybe he just crawled out of his own grave. So it's a bit like not sinister, but very dark, and it was like, what? Like we're
And it's the
dealing with
tone that she
zombies.
carries. It's
I
the
love the
tone
fact
she
as well.
carries when she says it. She's like, maybe he crawled out of his own grave, but she's all light and bubbly, but with this dark and sinister comment. It's like, wow.
I love dark humor.
I also love the fact that every time they go somewhere with Bailey, it's like maybe there's a body in there.
Yeah, because she's so dark about it, and it's just, Bailey, I love you. I am your number one fan.
Like when you see an ambulance going down the road and you're like, oh, I wonder what happened. Bailey's just like, maybe someone died.
I like that. She's a Bailey saying morbid things in a high octave. Can we get that on a shirt and send that to her? Zoe, if you're listening, that's your next shirt to send over to High Five and get that to Bailey.
Yes.
I'm
Please.
gonna pin that.
So,
I need that shirt in my life.
basically everyone says that they need to go to the storage unit, and then they open up the conversation to Deb. And I know with Mistress and Comp Sci Girl, you guys have always been wanting to just have a conversation with Deb, especially with your series and the little things that recently
Yeah.
came out this week. Like, if you guys could just get on that chat log to Deb for maybe 15 minutes, I think you would have this whole entire thing solved. What do you
I
think
think,
about
yeah, we
that?
just hand it to Matt on a platter at this point. If we just had that 15 minutes with Deb. She's got so many answers and he's got so many questions that he just doesn't ask her.
Well, I think it's because in the heat of the moment, like we get to actually step back and dissect the conversation. And while the conversation's going on, I think it like slips through your mind and you're only like something happens in the conversation and then you fixate on that. But I mean, we get to see for the first time a little bit more heart from Deb in this conversation. First
Yeah.
thing
She was
she's
so
like,
emotional.
well, and then it was like, how are you guys? What happened at location 3? Like, we kind of get the like, how are you guys doing instead of the objective
What
type of
is the
thing.
progress?
Yeah, what is the progress? It was more of a no. We'll get to that later. What happened at location 3? I need to know the details. Are you guys okay? Are you guys safe? And Matt, Matt is
I
as
honestly thought
cryptic
he
as
was
he
not
is.
going to tell her.
I
I
almost thought Matt wasn't gonna tell her.
well,
Like,
because
Yeah.
everyone came out okay, and I'm like,
well, like
Dad?
even
Matthias?
Bailey and Sam were sitting in the background, like, hello, you need to tell him you need to tell her something, like, hello, and
And I don't think he would have told her had not they said something. Like
yes,
Yeah, I
it
agree.
was his
Yeah, I was
full
definitely set
intention
on
to
that.
withhold information from Deb, but they made him tell her.
well, it's almost like
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did.
you withhold from me, I'm gonna withhold from you. I'm gonna be just as cryptic as you. So I think that leaves a bad taste in Matt's mouth. So in all of our mouths, actually, because let's just be honest, we all kind of get annoyed about that. But um, it, I do agree with you, Shades, that if there were other people there, I don't think he would have said anything. I think he would have just been like, "Yeah, team's safe," something cryptic like that.
Yeah.
Because
Hashtag we good.
yeah, because technically
Hashtag
that
we
would
good.
be the truth, because the team is safe. It's him that's not safe. So um they
Hashtag
also
we vibing.
we
Yeah,
vibe.
we over here vibing.
The team also tells Deb about the murder in the Mountaineer, and that they believe it to be Wes. And we do see Deb really distraught. And it's,
Okay, did anybody else get choked up right here? I kind of wanted to
I
like
did. I did.
yeah, it kind of hit me when she realized that it was Wes.
it didn't for me, because these are
Yeah.
still people I don't know.
Same.
I'm sorry, I don't know them.
I'm sorry. That's got to
I
be a
don't care. I
medical
don't know
thing
Not
for
them.
us
super
because you
empathic.
distance yourself. You must distance yourselves from the kids you work with in your real life.
Yes.
And
But
I've done that for
Yeah.
so long with my jobs. So yeah, I think there's probably a medical side thing. You just distance yourself from everything so that you don't have an emotional outburst when something happens like that.
well, it's also like, I mean, the small things too on your channel link will be in the chat. Mistress that we talked about Deb and all like the cryptic answers that we get from her and just the lack of answers that we get from her, things that we probably should know about, has made me wonder if she's really a good guy. And so I don't know anything about Wes. Like,
No.
so it's
Ironically, we
also,
don't know much about Wes or Cyphers. But from chats with Deb, we get conflicting information.
and it's also kind of like, I mean, we haven't had any evidence of Cyphus or Wes doing anything bad, but we do have a chat log. Supposedly, she says that it was doctored, but we do have a chat log that's her talking about, euthanasian someone, taking someone else out. And then we do have paperwork of her mistreating patients. So the only one that we have evidence of actually doing bad guy activities is Deb. So I don't really care that she's distraught. Because she's in my head. She still has not proven that. I mean, I'm still, we still need to go along because of what she's saying. Because yes, life's blood is a dangerous material. So yeah, I totally agree. They should be collecting it and keeping it away. Because we don't know the other people's motives. We don't know the Phantom's motives. We do know that Phantom can be violent because he's gone after Woods. So, I mean,
I think Manau, if he actually has got the formula, he's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
So I didn't get choked up.
I didn't.
I still I'm under the assumption that Deb is our only connection to the inside of all of this at this point, and whether she is good or not, we have no choice but to trust Deb because, I mean, like I said, she's our only connection to the inside of all of this. So we really don't have a choice but to trust Deb at this point.
Newbie Kid on YouTube says, to be honest, I think Deb knew. And I kind of have to agree with that because it's like, how many years have gone by that she hasn't talked to him? She
said it herself. She clung on to hope that he was in hiding like her.
True, but I mean...
Bailey's in the chat.
Yeah.
Bailey, do you trust Deb?
Quiet as we wait for Bailey to type.
Quiet as we wait.
We're all pinning our things on does Bailey trust?
Does
Trust
Bailey
Deb.
trust Deb? I don't trust Deb. My dog's freaking out in the background. Sorry, Nugs, for the audio.
I'm not
I trust Deb to a certain extent, but I don't think Deb has done anything bad or anything to I don't think Deb's ever lied to us. I think she's just withheld information.
No,
from
there has been, Mistress, during your transcript writing, you have noticed that she has lied to us on some things, right?
Yeah.
Well, she lied to us at being a robot.
Yeah, first off. She pretended to be an AI.
Yeah. Lies of omission are still lies. Soroxa just posted that into the Discord.
Soroxa with the wisdom.
Yes. So it's...
I just have to say, Emiko, you're in... I see you typing in the chat. You're in the VC with us. What you just said is wonderful. Why don't you share it with the class?
Well, he broke his headset, so he's distancing himself, but he will interrupt us when he can. So,
but this one is really interesting. She must have known Wes died because he died at the exact date of 863, hence why Project 863 right now. Or is there more to it?
I mean, if...
And she knew someone died, but...
Or
did she?
Or it was poetic justice on Cyphus's part. Like, he knows about Project 863, so I'm just going to kill the person she loves on 863.
I don't think that the murder in the Mountaineer on 863 was anything to do with them
The
being
actual
863.
project.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the only, like, I don't want to say it's a coincidence
Yeah.
because I don't believe in coincidences, but I do, like, I think it's that type of sinister act that I can see Cyphus doing. To be like,
Bailey brings up a good point that maybe it was a day he went missing, and Deb clung on to that.
No,
True.
because Deb actually said that she had more hope on 863.
True.
Did the team ever tell Deb that the tape had the date 863 on it?
Yes, Matt put
yeah,
it
I
in the
think they
chat. He said that they
did.
witnessed a murder on 863.
Okay.
I think she must have known that something happened on that day on 863, but not know what. But something else must have happened that created Project 863.
Because this
Do we have a
murder
set
happened
timeline
at
on the fire?
the murder happened at night, so this is towards the end of that date. So did something happen throughout the day that Deb was talking about?
That's what I was
like, did
thinking.
did Wes and Deb actually have a win that day, and that's what led to Wes's death?
Well, Saraxa says in the comments that Project 863 had to come before the murder because Deb mentioned 863 in the conversation with Wesley on the tape.
True.
We're also talking to someone who
dang
says that on March 5th everything goes dark for her. So we do know that she can view certain events at certain times. So
yeah, and we know timey-wimey stuff is going on.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Timey-wimey.
I'm not feeling good today, so the timey-wimey is going to have to come on Wednesday's podcast because this podcast I'm all like, ugh. So I can barely think as it is today.
Yeah. You better get some rest after the podcast is done.
I'm not gonna.
She will. I'm going to make her.
No, I'm going to play
Thank
Minecraft.
You, Shade.
No, you're not.
I am going to play Minecraft. I was in the middle of a project.
I'm going to go play Minecraft too, but you just lay in the bed on Minecraft. That's how you're going to rest.
Yes, I'm going to rest my Minecraft character. Anyways.
While holding your little block of dirt.
Okay, let's continue down our show beats here. They mentioned the grave site to Deb and the Phantom, and Deb says like she rescinds her orders. Like, stop looking for the formula, stop looking for the life's blood, stop looking for the serum, because he already has what he needs. And that Wes had the formula on his persons. So this Phantom already has the formula. So now they need to be looking for, what did she say? I have an idea what they should be looking for, but what did she say the only thing that can stop them was finding his stockpile.
The stockpile of serum.
Yeah. Was to look for the stockpile. Which I disagree with Deb. They should be looking for the prototype that the Phantom has already mentioned. And
maybe she doesn't know about it.
But the thing is that I believe the prototype is not a serum. I believe it's another serum bomb. Because the Polaroid that we got was the small version of the serum bomb. So what I'm thinking is that the Phantom is building the actual big bomb, and that's the prototype.
I'm thinking it's
what if the prototype is just like a robotic version of the Phantom, and they pit him against the real Phantom?
I hate you.
Like Phantom.
I hate you.
Phantom
I thought you were going to say something. Oh, God. We're turning into the Power Rangers. What were you saying, Kaylin? Please be smarter than what he just said.
I don't know. We think that the mask is the prototype.
The mask?
Hmm
Mm,
The whole
That
get up
is
mask where it's
it.
just inhaled. I think that's the prototype.
well, I mean, the one thing that I keep going back to was the empty warehouse that was right next to the Phantom. Like, it's hot out. Why didn't he park his trailer inside that warehouse to shade his trailer? It would have been cooler in there. But then, what if he's building the big prototype inside that empty warehouse?
Or what if they
And
moved
he had
a
already moved
trapdoor
it.
and it's already underneath?
Well, he had already
I'm not
moved it
sure
before
why,
they
but I
got
have a
there.
hot take. I have a
Yeah.
hot take.
What's up, Inky?
The
What do you got?
the Phantom doesn't have the formula. I'm suggesting that whoever the two people that were in the car that shot Wes are not, neither of them are the Phantom.
So what you're saying is, could it be so true? We still don't know. I mean,
We
but the
still don't
Phantom
know.
wasn't shocked about the gravesite, so he has been there,
Yeah.
and
He wasn't
that's
shocked that they were there either.
true. He wasn't shocked, or, I mean, the way that Matt made it sound to Deb was the Phantom followed them there.
Yeah.
So, because once Deb heard Phantom at the gravesite, that's when she said, "Stop the orders. We're done." Like, it wasn't Wes's death that she thought, "Okay, we got to stop this." No, it was when the Phantom was at the gravesite that she said he was there. Like, she was shocked that he was there, and the team was like, "Yeah, he was following us," and that was when she was like, "Stop everything," because he was at the gravesite.
Yeah.
So, then continuing on, we get a storage unit address from Deb that Wes was Wes's storage unit, and then they head over to the storage unit. It looks like inside the storage unit, it looked like the office, like the under the stairs. It had the same type of like soundproofing material. There was a book of radiology of joint disease, a book on the Apple II owner's manual, and there was a desk and file cabinet that were locked, and they decided to take that with them, and that's how this episode ends. So what do you guys think about the storage unit?
I don't think anything of significance is going to be found within the storage unit. Obviously, it's going to be found within the desk, which we won't get to see what's in the desk until Wednesday, hopefully. But my question is, what do you guys think is in the desk?
If Bailey was here, she would say a body.
Yeah, it's a dead person.
It's a dead person. I don't know. It's going to be... No, oh, I know exactly. 100%. I know what's in that desk. More questions than answers.
Well,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah. I obviously. I mean,
I win!
This entire episode was that too. Like, answer to who was in the Mountaineer? None. Answer to who was shot? None. Answer about the gravesite? Not really,
None.
except for the key. What else?
I don't know.
Like, we're still being chucked more puzzles than puzzle pieces. And I'm not sure how the season's gonna end.
But it's great because you get these little pieces of information along the way, and you slowly start to tie them together. And just when you think you have it figured out, they swerve you completely. And I think it's one of the most amazing things to be a part of.
Newbie Kid 123 on YouTube says Wes. This is probably Wes's room where he communicated with Deb. And Hinami, sorry if I butchered that name, also on YouTube says the storage unit didn't have that much dust. What if someone's been using that storage unit?
It looked it looked oddly clean. Like oddly, everything was.
Those vials should have been more dusty. If it was abandoned for 20 years.
Yeah, even the light still worked.
So, true, the light still worked.
Roxa says there's a NeCK inside of the deck.
Oh God, please
that
no.
let's talk about NeCK, shall we? Because I know Mistress is
I love NeCK. I love it.
Of course you do.
No.
You don't have a science background.
No.
It doesn't have to have a science background to be great.
No. No.
Okay, we'll go ahead and talk about NeCK. I absolutely hate NeCK because on the periodic table of elements, we were looking for a stabilizing key. So you're telling me the stabilizing key that spelt out NeCK was to lead to Wes's formula around his neck? I'm not buying it. It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it. I think it's
brilliant when you think about it.
No, it's not. It's
not.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Give me the
clue. It was a clue that was hidden in plain sight, without context, with no explanation. Whoever had that periodic table they necessarily didn't have to be a scientist. They didn't have to understand how the science behind things work. They just wanted to leave a clue to whoever found that periodic table that the stabilizing key or the antidote, whatever it may be, is on his neck. It's brilliant. I love it.
And wasn't one of those two? We know at least for sure, or at least I suspect that at least one of the halves of the periodic table was with Deb at one point.
I hate it.
I think they split the periodic table into two scattered.
But we were still looking for a stabilizing key.
I don't know if we're ever gonna find a stabilizing key.
I mean, carbon.
That's what you have to remember. That periodic table was split in two. So one person may have had one half, the other person may have had the other half, and
you know what I think about while you're talking, Shades. I'm thinking about those stupid necklaces that little girls had back in the 90s, and it was the best friend's heart.
Oh, little lockets.
Yeah, those little puzzle pieces that little kids would wear, and they're plastic. Yeah. And no, it's dumb. I hate it. I hate it so much. The stabilizing key has to be carbon. It has to be carbon. Anyways.
I think the reason that I love it so much, and I'm going to go behind the scenes here. I'm going to raise the curtain just a little bit. And I think the reason that I love it so much is because one of the most outlandish theories in the history of Project 863 has been made canon. And when we heard it, when it was brought to our attention, hey, those elements spell NeCK, we all just dismissed it as, oh, that's dumb, that's stupid, that has nothing to do with it. They took that and they made it canon and swerved every single one of us. I love it. I absolutely love it. When I saw that it was an actual canon piece of material, I laughed so hard.
And then you texted me. How do you feel about NeCK? And I'm like, I hate it. I'm frustrated. I hate it. I hate. I
texted her. I said, "How angry are you about NeCK right now?"
I love it so much. I love the reaction most likely.
You would. You like to torture me.
Liking or not liking the NeCK theory, hearing Artemis suffer in VC before we start the podcast was kind of funny, let's admit.
Yes, exactly.
I
That is
hate
the
this
best
place.
part
Like
of it.
like it or not, it's canon now. It's real. Here we
No,
are. We have
it's
to deal with it.
stupid.
It's
Why
too
didn't
easy.
it is very it's lazy writing because you don't want to get into the science of it and understand the chemistry of it, and I hate it.
I
I
mean, maybe that's
absolutely
the purpose. Think about it. They're
I
all
love
a
you
bunch
too,
of
Brad.
scientists.
The
They're all a
Roxa said
bunch of
y'all are just mad because
scientists.
y'all got played.
Exactly. But think about it.
No.
We're all scientists. Everyone at NeCK is scientists. NeCK, if they found the halves of the periodic table, they would have probably tried to do the same thing we all tried to do, which was grab the circled elements and try to make sense of it. Besides the NeCK part, because the NeCK part wouldn't be science.
Stuart Henley on YouTube says, why would the key be carbon? Because carbon was the only stabilizing element in that list. And we do know that the Phantom was playing with carbon because he was playing with black powder, which is carbon.
Which is carbon.
So charcoal carbon. So to me that
And there
would
are
be the
three-
stabilizing key. And why would we do have another post. Somebody got angry on YouTube just like I did. Once again, newbie kid 123. But Deb hid it, so why would she split it in half and hide it so far away? Why would they split it in half? Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
So it
thinking.
was
Somebody
harder to
else got a
find?
hold of it after Deb had it and ripped it in half and hid it.
Like, I think some of the locations in the RSD, because like on the warehouse that Sam and Woods went to, was there any serum there? Please remind me.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking if they're because like, of course the serum drove them to go and get stuff, but locations only appear on ERSD after the last ones were collected. They might have set it up like that on purpose, so it would have been harder to find. They would have to go to both locations before even being able to figure out what was going on.
Right, because
Which is what happened with us.
it makes it harder to find the information because you have to look for two pieces of the same puzzle.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't know. Like, they were looking for here's another thing that bothers me. She sent them to look for the formula, and she knew that Wes always had it on his persons. Why didn't she mention that when she sent them to look for the formula? Like, hey guys, we need to find that formula. The last time I saw it was
Around his neck.
It was around
On
his
my
neck.
boyfriend's neck.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the formula that was around his neck. I don't even think it was the antidote. Because if you go back to the graveyard episode with the glowing of the grave through the ground, we've never seen the serum glow like that. We've never seen the antidote glow like that. Something else was in that grave, something that we haven't seen before, something that we've never come in contact with before. The question is, what is it and what significance does it hold to Project 863?
And now you're on the same page as the science babes.
Haha,
It's
take that,
exactly what we think.
Mr. I'm not thinking scientifically. Now you are.
I think logically.
You just said you thought the prototype was another like a machine phantom.
I was being silly.
I think
Although it could be. It could be. Quote me on this. if it comes to fruition, if the Robo Phantom comes to fruition, Shade said it first.
I'll take note of that.
Hinman ain't sorry, I can't pronounce these names on YouTube says that Deb didn't tell them because the Phantom watches their videos.
True.
Then
And if the
send
Phantom knew where the
do not put this on
grave was-
camera. Do not put this on camera. You need to find Wes. Here's the address to the storage unit that he used to work out of. You have to find Wes. He has the formula. Don't put that on camera, type of thing.
You could just say that to them.
I know. Deb is the good guy, and I teared up when she found out Wes. I don't care about her.
I
She
feel
couldn't.
personally attacked right now.
I love
Yes,
you,
I
but I hate Deb.
You're gonna feel so foolish when Deb is not the bad guy.
No,
I'm just saying.
no, but she's
Yeah.
helping the bad guys by not just the day one saying, "Hey, my ex-boyfriend had the formula around his neck. You guys should check out his old storage unit. Here you go. Oh, by the way, bring some bolt cutters because you don't have the key." I don't like Deb.
Nope.
So,
But I feel like she's doing all this, like she's withholding all this information for their own good. I can't explain it. I don't know why, but there has to be a reason that she's doing this for their own good.
Yeah,
sorry.
going back to timey-wimey stuff, without going too deep into it, don't worry, Artemis. We already established that there's time travel, and that some information was probably being withheld to keep the loop stable and to keep certain events from
Right.
happening as they should.
And we've already seen
Maybe
that
they-
Deb. We've already
maybe
seen
they
that
had to
Deb
go to the
sincerely
grave.
cares about them.
Yeah, maybe they actually had to go to the grave. Maybe that was one of the important moments.
You
I
have
still
to keep it
question
on
whether she
track.
actually cares about them.
I mean, we saw today that she cares. I mean, she said, "What happened? Are you okay?" You
well,
know,
because
tell me-
without them,
tell
they
me
don't
everything.
have a project anymore.
She doesn't have a project, yeah.
Okay,
She has to check on them.
Shades. It's not
What?
she is not Natalie Portman, so don't simp over Deb.
Too late.
Shaking in my head.
Oh.
I'm just
Yeah. Why don't we poll some people from the audience? If you guys know of anyone, just because I can't pull them up. So you guys, if you're in the audience in our Discord, I'm also reading YouTube. As you can tell, I'm reading the YouTube comments. If you have
right. If you have-
a question, a theory,
Oh.
or an observation, please raise your hand. And Shades, if you want to pull them up, or even Mistress, if you find someone who has something interesting to say, go ahead and pull them on up.
All right. I am going to select Raven. I'm going to send you an invite. Come on up.
Hello.
hello.
All right,
Hello.
Raven. So you had a question, comment, or observation?
Yeah. Like, this is just far reaching here, but what if the Phantoms different factions? Like, I saw this art where the Phantom had blue. Like, we all know that Phantoms are bad, but what if there are some that are hiding, trying to rectify what's happening? So it's kind of like, you go to spy territory.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that the Phantoms aren't necessarily in conjunction with NeCK.
Yeah, like there are some that are working for Cyphus, Nelson, and there's some that are trying to rectify or give us hints about blowing the cover while working undercover for Nelson.
Well, I do know that we had a theory back in season 1 that the Phantoms, because we do know there are multiple of them, that the Phantoms were actually old test subjects.
Yeah, like what's his name, Luke Cobalt, like
Benjamin
I'm not
Cobalt.
good with names. Yeah, what if he, like I was thinking back to the previous episode where he was a photographer. What if he had to go into deep cover where he had to dress up as one, take pictures, post a fictional story to keep the press out of Deb's name, or so she can tell us what's happening to keep.
Well, I mean,
Wasn't that Kendall though?
he's saying that the Phantoms are working on their own. They have their own agenda. They have their own agenda for it. But the thing is that we do know that the Phantom's working for Cyphus because he mentioned it in season 1. He said, Nelson doesn't know that you guys exist, but he will now. That kind of hints to that. But then again, there is a theory that because of what they were doing and the events that they were triggering, that would lead Cyphus to them. Not that we're under the assumption that the Phantom's going to tell Cyphus about our team. But we could also play devil's advocate and say that the Phantom's just warning them because of events that they're triggering that Cyphus is going to find out about them. So, I mean, I don't know. I just talked myself in a circle. What do you guys think?
I mean, it would match up with what I was saying when I suggested that the two people in the car could not be the Phantom, but they could be the Phantom, but not working with Nelson. Or it could be Nelson, but not working with the Phantoms.
True. And I kind of like the idea that the Phantoms are ex-test subjects that are working on their own agenda. That would be interesting. And maybe these test subjects are just working along with Cyphus, but that's just because, to me, like, they're being double agents. So that would be interesting. What do you think about that, Mistress?
I'm liking the idea. I just don't know if it's workable.
Yeah, I'm trying to fit it. I'm trying to fit that puzzle piece you just gave us, Raven, and tried to fit it with our evidence. So
yeah,
I know. It was just me far-fetched thinking.
Like, we can assume that Kendall was. I think NeCK and Nelson are not the same team anymore, to be honest.
I agree with that. I think he's now on his own agenda.
I do as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think
it's
like Deb and Kendall and whoever else was on the upside. NeCK, whatever was left of NeCK after all of this, and then Nelson and the Phantoms.
So for you, where does GR fit into all of this?
Well, GR is the government. He represents the government.
Yeah, I believe he's affiliated to the military in some way, shape, or form.
See, and I don't think military. I keep thinking like a congressman or a senator or someone like that. Someone in the actual government, because military, yes, is part of the government, but in order to kill somebody, like if we're going to go under the assumption that GR killed Wes, to me that's more of a government cover-up, like of a politician or a senator, than just
Right.
military.
Yeah, because I mean, we do know that the government was trying to make a business with Nelson, but maybe Wes wasn't supposed to know about said business and found out, and they decided to shut him up.
And I'm basing that assumption completely on the tags that were on the Mountaineer, the military tags that were on the Mountaineer. That's why I tend to believe that whoever it was were affiliated with the military. It could very well be a politician, a governor, someone of that nature. But I'm going under the assumption of military based on the information that we've been given.
Yeah, because we don't yet know how the military tags from the Mountaineer actually play into this. So putting GR as general, as was suggested in the episode, would be quite an easy fit. And it would work.
Yeah.
Because there is medical and science in the military.
And a lot of the information that we've been given as far as mind control or mind manipulation, I could see the military specifically using something of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, those those ways to influence people already exist, if I'm not wrong. Or at least I heard about it.
I'm looking for a theory while you guys are talking. Sorry. It was a theory that
All good, don't worry.
that I saw. Okay.
Any particular theory?
I can't find it. But basically what it is that it was just somebody making a quick post, and it was just all like, I hate you. But the Polaroid that was, well, the picture that we have of Wes and Deb mutilated was taken on a Polaroid, and the pictures that they found inside the box were Polaroids.
And if they're assuming that the camera that was used was the one that they found on the other location, that is not a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, me and Siraxa actually discussed this, and those photos, they're not actual Polaroids, or at least we don't believe they are. They're some kind
No.
of other knockoff, like instant photos. They're smaller than a Polaroid would be. They don't have the particular outer band that a Polaroid would either. Polaroids have a specific look to them. These are smaller, and it's some kind of other instant photo. I'm not sure what it could be, but I'm fairly confident that they're not Polaroids.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, to raise the curtain and go behind the scenes a little bit, it's probably because Polaroids are like worth thousands of dollars right now, and it could be one of those cheap little cameras. My sister has one that they sell at Target right now. But I mean, would you agree with the theory that the Polaroid that was mutilated in the Phantom's trailer is the same type of Polaroid that we found in the box?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Without a doubt. It's the same kind.
So that makes my head hurt. So because okay, I'm just going to say it. What if that mutilated photo was taken from the box by the Phantom?
But then why wouldn't he mess around with the rest of the stuff that's in the box?
Well, he
Why
wouldn't.
that
He
one
wouldn't need
photo?
the clothes. He wouldn't need. He wouldn't need the clothes. He wouldn't need the other pictures because they're blurry and hold no significance. And the key, he probably had no clue where that went to. Maybe there
Yeah,
was
exactly. The
something.
box is locked.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, did he lock it back up, or did he have a key for it? Because it just bothers me that the sleeve was poking out of the box. Like, it was buried very shallow, and the sleeve was poking out of the ground, and that's how they knew that there was a box there. So, and
That annoys me more because the whole lab coat was very neatly folded. And even the fold out to that arm being stuck out was a neat fold.
And it still
I mean,
bothers me so much that that case was buried. Like, it wasn't even buried all the way. It was sticking out of the ground right next to the
Yeah.
grave. That really bothers me.
And I mean, I'm going back to the same argument. We don't know if the Phantom is the one who buried the case. It could have been someone else who left that sticking out for some reason that we don't know.
It just
Or
bothers
maybe
me that the
someone
same
wanted to
type of
find it.
photo, that the Phantom had was found in the box. It just, that bothers me. But then the camera that we find of a journalist is not a Polaroid camera. So is this the Phantom's personal collection of photos? I don't know. It's weird.
That's disturbing.
I know, huh?
I mean, if the Phantom had documents on all of Wes's stuff, then who's to say that he didn't have access to the stuff that was on the case and he buried it? He must have gotten access to those documents in some way.
My head hurts. Sorry.
I have the idea, and I've had this for a while, and I've said this to Steph, that there's the possibility that whoever is the Phantom was related to Wes. And that's how he's got the documents.
Are we going back to the sun theory?
That it's Deb and Wes's son.
Yeah. But also not. Because we played with the idea that it was maybe like a younger cousin or a brother. We put the relationship to Wes, but not to Deb.
True.
Oh my gosh. Okay. If you had Wes, no. It would have to be Deb. Hold on. I'm thinking medically right now. I'm in my medical head. If you had... No, could it be passed by the father? Okay, I'm just going to come out and say what my line of thinking is so you guys can help me with this theory. You have one of the parents, either father or mother, addicted to life's blood. That offspring would then come out addicted to that life's blood.
Yes.
So we know that Wes was addicted to life's blood, or redacted was, sorry. So would Redacted's... What if it's Kendall's kid?
Something like maybe
Trying to
why
figure out
Kendall
why...
was...
Yeah.
Why Kendall was infiltrating them was because her kid was the one addicted.
Yeah. Or maybe even one of the test subjects' kids. and this child was born.
is poking at us.
Soroxa, you can jump up on stage. You do know that, right?
Yeah, but he's poking fun at us.
Yeah, he's completely aware. He likes lurking in the comments.
He likes making us suffer through text.
But
there we go.
if you had,
Oh god, it's not loading for me.
If you had a child that was addicted to life's blood because it was passed through the mother, and the mother during pregnancy was injected with life's blood, that could be the phantom. Because they were born already addicted to it. And therefore probably wouldn't die from it. If they survived.
Yeah, I've heard about children who were born addicted to substances, and that the child would actually cry asking for the substance because the mother was the one who had consumed it prior.
It's also a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
So it could potentially be that the phantom is the child of someone, and that they went for the clear serum that they had to start themselves off on it because this whole time they've been craving it. It's a known fact that if you're born to parents who are addicted to substances, you spend your life craving that substance.
Sorry, I was reacting to Soroxa's comment.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Raven. I know we kind of went on a tangent there, but
I think at this point people expect it.
Yeah, so
I enjoyed it.
yeah, thank you so much. It's definitely your theory of the phantoms being someone, a third party in this. I mean, I don't want it to be, because then it's like, oh great, are these the real good guys or are these the real bad guys? Like, ugh.
More confusion.
And I would hate I would hate for the phantoms to not be leashed to somebody, because that's just a scary thought in my opinion. So Roxa, I'm not engaging my neck brain. Thank you for that. No. Thank you so much for that, Raven. All right, Shades, this is where you move them back to the audience.
Okay, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to be proud of you.
It's right there.
There.
I did it.
I did it. Yay.
You know something that I don't know.
I'm learning.
I'm learning.
Before we pull someone else on the stage, can I actually have a question.
What's up?
Because yeah, we have the entire situation with Deb, and while we were doing the show bits, Hinami on YouTube, I can't find the message now, but was saying something about Deb also being dead. And I know we had the AI theory for a while, but this morning I decided to explore a bit more on that kind of stuff. And whoever knows the Cyberpunk franchise, there's this thing called an engram, which basically makes a replica, digitalizes a replica of someone's brain. And I don't know up to what point that could be the situation with Deb.
I could see that being a possibility. I've said for a couple of episodes now that I don't believe that Wes is dead. I think that Wes wants people to believe that he's dead, but I believe that the real person that is dead, someone's dead. Someone has to be dead.
Sorry,
And I think it's
someone's
Deb.
dead.
Someone is dead. Someone has to be dead. And I think it's Deb.
It's Matt on the inside because of the serum. Sorry.
We did
I'm
actually go
dead
down.
inside.
We did actually go down this route as well, of looking into this, and it is entirely possible that she's either completely engulfed as an AI and no longer physically alive, but it's also possible that she's just part and part, which is why it switches from the AI to Deb.
Freaking Stuart.
Yeah.
Sorry. Stuart on YouTube right now. Their theory is that it's Artemis and Shade's kid is the Phantom.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I have.
Timey-wimey stuff.
I'm trying to think of a quippy response, and I can't.
All I can say is that
Just the
we're
sheer
not-
thought of that is just.
we're not even dating yet. We haven't even met.
Soroxa is bringing up a good point against my theory that the data storage capacity requirements probably wouldn't match up with what was possible in the 90s. And I'm not saying that she died in the 90s or the 80s.
No.
I'm
You're
saying it's
forgetting
more
the
recent.
timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, firstly, there's the timey-wimey stuff. And secondly, I'm not saying it could have been later on, and then her appearance was her younger self because she was one of those people who had always a young brain. Like those old ladies that go to dancing and are full of energy, even though they are old.
That's gonna be me when I'm old.
Wish it was me when I was old.
Yeah, for real. I am old.
You are not. If you're old, I'm getting old, so stop it. You too, mistress.
Yeah, you know how old I am.
The only one that's old here
Emiko.
is Deb.
Yeah, the only one who's old here is Deb.
But if we go down the timey-wimey loop, and I'm sorry about this, Artemis, then she's both old and young at the same time.
My head.
So I apologise, but
I just actually
And it
took
could
another
possibly
aspirin.
be- It could possibly be that Wes was able to upload her brain functionality into some sort of AI before he died. That's why she was unaware that he was
That he
missing or
died.
dead. Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that.
Do we have anyone else in the audience who has a question, observation, or theory?
Let's see.
yeah, Ira.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scarlet Fry. Scarlet Fry on YouTube said on the cassette, Deb does mention to Wes that Cyphus would get rid of them. So, bang bang.
Neat.
Do we have any? Are we pulling anyone up?
Yeah, we're gonna bring Alex. Alex, I'm
Alex?
sending you an invite.
We should also force Soroxa up so he can actually talk.
Yeah.
Done. Join us. Join us.
Hi.
Hello.
I was just thinking about how what if Wes knew something was up and put the formula inside the desk that they found.
And then she didn't tell them again. Sorry.
Also too easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like,
We-
and then something else could have been in the necklace that he had, and that's why it was glowing over the grave.
Sorry.
That's what I'm thinking. Is there's something else that was in that grave around his neck. There's not a formula. It's not a serum. It's not an antidote. It's something else, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's going to be big. But I could see the formula being in the desk.
Oh
I know what it
God,
was.
I,
It was the
I
counter agent.
regret the counter agent. I mean, but I doubt it would glow like that.
We don't know.
What if it's an experiment that Wes was working on that nobody else knew about?
Another
So
experiment?
it's like nothing that
Like
we
that-
know of right now.
Oh wait, we do know an experiment.
Absolute.
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 Yeah.
There are 2 other named projects for Syntech.
We have Gaius, Absolute, and what else am I missing, Mistress?
Pegasus.
Pegasus. There's also, and I hate now that I was
863. We have 863,
Reporting
Pegasus,
everything.
Gaius, Absolute.
There were 2 named in the paper, the red, black background, red text.
Oh,
I gotta find it.
hold on.
Where when Wes and GR chat that they just uncovered. And I hate myself right now for having to clear out my drive.
The recent,
Okay, I just talked
because
like-
there's 2 of those text ones. The recent
Yeah,
one?
the more recent one. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look. You guys go ahead and discuss while we look.
Got it.
Yeah,
Specifically
I-
Okay.
N234 and S671.
Oh, they don't get cool names?
No, apparently they're not worthy.
I think those are just the contract numbers for the
Yeah.
government contracts, right?
Yeah, but we don't know whether they tie to the projects that we know of. They could be
True.
other projects.
Soroxa! Sorry.
I'm still
Sorry, but-
thinking because Alex's question is now making me think back to the stuff we just spoke about Deb being an AI of some sort, and I'm just I think it's gonna oh god.
We do know that some form of Deb is an AI answering machine, but
Not just that. I think that like where would this possible AI be stored? You know? Like
I mean, in Captain America Winter Soldier, Artem Zola's brain was put into like a massive space of like computers and everything. So it could be something like that.
but
with,
we
like,
know
Deb's like mind.
we know D3B is Deb's AI.
yeah.
And when we say keywords, it brings up it notifies real Deb, but we do know that aspect. But whether she's actually like in a computer hiding, or I like to play around with the possibility that she's in a pocket universe.
I think that like we keep bringing up that Wes might have not had the formula or the antidote on his neck. What if it was something like some kind of something that would send a signal that would activate D3B?
What's up?
I realized
Like-
when I was
Deb or just a
Cleaning the
D3B
vacuum
program
cleaner,
were like
I
dormant
was the vacuum cleaner.
until Wes died or something like, or X time passed after
I'll be done in 10 minutes.
Wes's necklace
It's
went
running.
missing or
Okay.
something like that.
Don't let them out there while it's running.
He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Because I know this may be far-fetched, but
He's got
those who are
pretty little
familiar
eyes.
with Death Note,
See you tomorrow.
and I know this is a lot of references to multiple places, but the main detective of the series.
Which was the
Had
best character in all of anime.
he
Thank
was
you
the
very
best
much.
character. I only watched the first season. After Elle died, I stopped watching the series. I couldn't go on. But Elle, the main detective, had at his place before he went and to investigate, he had this countdown that after an X amount of time, not like activating and telling the computer that he's alive and he's okay and restarting that timer, that it would activate. The computer would automatically send a text message to another character that I don't remember, but it would notify people that he was dead. What if there was some sort of mechanism like that that would wake up D3B or even Deb, if Deb is actually an AI that has been dormant and didn't know Wes died?
I need to read Death Note again.
Need to read Death Note.
Yeah, no, not a Death Note.
No,
Yeah. Or Deb Note.
Deb Note. Yeah.
Deb Note. Oh God.
I don't know.
We
Maybe
shouldn't be allowed to have brain cells. We keep coming up with.
we should be allowed to have brain
We shouldn't be allowed to think.
Especially like the sinus headache that's happening right between my eyebrows right now. Oh, and I'm starting to sound like, yeah, if nobody noticed, like, I have a cold.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks. But I mean, I still want to believe that Deb is in a pocket universe just because of the fact of that she knows future events. And it kind of seems like she is confused about past events as well. So certain events are getting jumbled up with her. And that's probably why this is me actually defending Deb Shades, if you want to know. This could be why she is so cryptic, is because she doesn't know certain events because she's timey-wimey hidden in a pocket universe right now. So,
and she's
Right,
jumping
like she's
everywhere.
like she can see all the different timelines, but she can't see when certain things change. So she's getting confused about past events because she hasn't seen that they've changed per se.
It's almost like a time loop, and then all of a sudden it breaks a time loop, and now she doesn't really know what's happening entirely.
Yeah, especially if we're going with the theory that she tried to stop Wes from dying.
If
So one of
anyone
my
knows what that was, that reference, I was singing Groundhog's Day.
can't stand that movie.
Love that movie. I love Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Most Bill Murray, yeah, just not that movie.
most men really love that movie. So, Doctor Strange.
One of my favorite book series has a character that can see all possible outcomes of an event until it changes. And when it changes, she has to almost reset herself to see the new outcomes.
Or
That sounds like one of the
recalculate
kids from Agents of
everything.
S.H.I.E.L.D., one of the mutants. Or not mutants, Inhumans.
I mean, that would make sense
Like-
because then that eliminates a lot of the paradoxes.
Like
Not
her
all
having
of them,
to
but it-
calculate the entire timeline.
Yeah, and she does use the word timeline. I mean, Mistress
She
could
does.
probably tell us how many times she uses the word timeline in a quick search through their research
Yeah.
over there. But she does
Oh,
reference timeline quite a bit. Like, if you guys, once again, gonna shout out the Science Babes. If you go over to their YouTube channel, all their documentation, all their research that they put in. You guys are fantastic over there, and you thoroughly give me headaches. But
Constantly.
constantly. But that's
Part of our fun.
yeah. Yes, if life's blood does turn out to be a super soldier serum, I would scream with you. I would hate that. But I
At
think
the moment, that's our biggest possible theory, but doesn't mean we like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of stuff that makes me think of Marvel,
there
Yeah.
are
like the super soldier serum and stuff.
let me pull up these.
Like,
Super
there's
soldier
so-
serum can sound far-fetched and can sound sci-fi, but it's not.
Oh yeah, the videos that you showed us.
Yeah.
How far back was that in the conversation?
That was a long time ago. Like,
It was.
it was probably only a month ago, but in the timeline of 863, that we're talking about like episode 5. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and link these. Of course, when you type in super soldier serum, all you get is Marvel.
I know one of the
I mean, that's
YouTube.
probably also what you get when you look up Project Pegasus.
I mean, when I look up Project Pegasus, it shows me the espionage stuff to journalists, but that's completely unrelated.
I'm gonna go ahead and post this into the podcast recording chat if you guys want to take a look at this. I'm also gonna hop over to YouTube and I will post it over there as well. And YouTube, if you haven't figured out, Road Less Traveled is my account. Freaking existing airport.
Should beat you to that one.
I was gonna try to, but today I'm gonna give airport all the wins.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find the other one. I found that one because I
Yeah.
know that YouTuber, but the other one I still have to find in our past conversation.
The Living Miracle says, I made a comment about what word does each character use the most on the Science Babes channel.
Yes, you did. And we are going to look at that.
Yeah. That would definitely, like, with... Let me think. It's probably going to be serum.
No, because as I replied, the first thing I thought of was that Deb uses the words absolute and truth all the time.
Well, I mean, for
Or trust.
our team, like Matt, Sam,
Yeah.
and Samantha and Woods. It's
Matt's
probably-
definitely serum.
Yeah.
I found the other video.
And this is a very valid point. Panda said that NeCK may show events from the. NeCK's motto is "We own the future," and Panda's suggesting that NeCK may know events from the future and use that knowledge as an advantage, which would be how Deb knows so much. But it could also cause memory loss because too much information, I guess.
Well, I think
There's no one's-
we're at an hour and a half right now, so I think we should go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your theory, though. Yeah, it gave me a headache.
Oh goodness.
That's
So,
a win for us. Yep.
Yeah.
Most definitely is.
Because I mean, anytime we're gonna talk about either technology or we're going to talk about timey-wimey stuff or pocket universes and stuff like that. It's definitely, like, my head just jumbles around with math numbers, and I can't make it shut up. But thank you so much for your theory.
I'm glad we can't math properly, so we just try to use logic, but don't do the math part because it would hurt too much.
And see, and then
Yeah,
there's...
math is pain.
Math is pain.
But math
Logic
is
good.
But the thing is you wouldn't have logic without math. They're buddies. They ride off in the sunset hand in hand. Don't know where that came from, but
logic. You need logic to do math, but not math to do logic.
no, you still need math to do logic, because if you don't know that 2 + 2 = 4, you're staring at 4 apples wondering where they came from. And you wouldn't have no logic behind it.
The grocery store.
But you got 2 apples from your best friend's garden, and then you got 2 apples from the grocery store. So therefore you have 4 apples. I don't know.
And
Anyway.
you don't know which ones came from where. There you go.
Thank you
It
so much.
doesn't matter because you're about to have an apple pie.
Oh, that's my favorite. Apple pies are
Sounds
my favorite.
really good.
It
Same.
does. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex. Was that you, Shades?
No.
No, that was not me.
Well,
I was gonna give her time. I was gonna give her ample time to say, thank you for having me on. But then I think I just like threw her back in the audience.
Thank
I'm
you
so
again,
sorry.
Alex. I want to thank everyone for attending the podcast, whether you are on YouTube hanging out with us there or you're hanging out with us on the Discord. If you are on YouTube and you have not come and visited us on the Discord, usually once we're done here, everyone just transfers over to the VC and it's just one big, huge conversational party over there. And more theories are built over there. When they're not talking about Keebler Woods, or how did that slip my
NeCK?
mind? I blocked it out of my head. The Martimus.
NeCK?
The Martimus.
Oh, the Moderators.
Yeah.
Or the
What?
or the Robo Phantom.
Or the Spellbinds.
Oh my gosh. They're all gonna go over to the VC and talk about NeCK. Or like we're gonna get spammed with like giraffes or something like that because of the NeCK. I don't know. But the conversation does not end here. We have
those curse methods.
Yeah, there are many platforms. We Are 863 is still live, I believe. Let me go ahead and double check. Bailey is also do we know that if 863 is streaming? We do know that Bailey is streaming. If you have Twitch, Bailey's stream name is Sunny Bay. It's SUNNYBAI, and I betcha. Yep, existing airport has already probably put it in the chat. You can go ahead.
I'm running.
They are streaming right now. We Are Subject 4 is also Twitch streamers. I know that they're doing an episode. If they haven't already done it today, they're going to do it sometime today. But you can go, and if they have already done it, you can watch the recording. Bailey was their guest star over there, so be sure to check them out. We also have a couple of podcasts here on YouTube. One is the Red Mountaineer podcast. Be sure to check them out as well. Or 863 Reacts is also another good YouTube channel that you can go over there and post your theories in their comments. And basically what we're saying is the conversation does not end here at this platform. Please be sure to post all your theories on the Reddit on plus.spellbow.com. You can tag myself or Mistress or Shades. in your posts so that we can see them for the next either the Science Babes episodes over on YouTube. Oh yeah, Science Babes are also on YouTube. Head over there. They definitely are into conversating and developing theories into the comments. And make sure to follow them also on plus.spellbound.com. Mistress Caitlin and Compsci Girl, also known as Steph. You can, if you have any problems finding them, you can look on my Spellbound account. I am following them, and I'm following everyone else here as well. I don't think I'm following you, Inky. I need to find you. Nugs, a nugget has arrived towards the end. Did you want to say hello, Nugs?
You can't use my nickname. You keep using it. I tell you all the time, you can't use it.
I can, I will, and I have.
We're gonna find that.
Yeah.
And that's all. I'm gonna head off.
Bye, Nugs.
Bye.
Thank you for your
Nugs.
contribution, Nugs.
Yes. You can also, just because he likes the memes so much, if you make any memes about NeCK, please spam them over to Emiko or Soroxa. You can do that at adding some at Emiko or at Soroxa on Spellbound. Please do it. Please spam them. No.
The NeCK will live on.
Or you could, or you could also spam Artemis with the NeCK memes.
No.
She will love you forever.
I will ban you.
And I will unban you.
Thank you.
With a ban, yeah. So yes, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we love you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.